Okay, so gel coat's pretty much gone off now. Obviously not fully cured. So see it's changing colour in the resin. So we know the catalyst's working. And resin mixed up. Alright, let's get some on there. This is going to go on quite thick, quite heavy, because I'm going to put the glass over the top of it. I want it to soak through the glass from underneath. There. I'll put the plastic down just so if any mess runs off the edge, which it will, you don't get it absolutely everywhere. There we go. Right, so now we've got a layer of resin over that lot. Start laying my glass. That one's going to go on there. Goes right up, so it butts up against that bit of glass that we stuck on. Tap that down. Bring that resin through the glass, add a little bit more. We've got more layers to go on. I don't want it dry, I want plenty of resin between the layers that are going on. I don't need to wet it out right to the edge where the wispy bits are. Only up to that black line. I want to make sure it's nicely up against the edge of that part, so the two surfaces are level. Go. Beautiful. Okay, right, now we'll get the next one on the other side. Pull this out quickly. Resin running down there now. Look, see that excess is coming off. It's all running off of that face and onto this one, which is brilliant. It's ideal. So we ain't got too much sitting up the top there. It's also thinning it out so it don't go off too quick, hopefully. I do need enough resin sticking over all of it though to soak through this cloth. This ain't going to last too long. The weather's a little bit warmer today, so it shouldn't take too long to go off. That gel coat hasn't taken long to go off. I did over-catalyse it, but I made it a little bit hotter than I would normally. So I wanted it to go off quick enough that I could get on. edge there. Draw. Go right, now that can go on there. Again, it's going to butt up to that part there. Now wet it out. Go off fast if I don't hurry up, so I want to get it all on and be able to roll it out, so there we go, that's nice. Beautiful. Right, that brings this level up to that one so that I've got two even surfaces now. One even surface. The two levels should be the same height now. Smashing. Right, there we go. That's looking good. So now what we'll do, lay that over a wee bit. The last of this resin on over both sides, and we'll mix up some more. So it's up to me line, yeah, it's up to me black line there, so tap it on. That resin will soak through from behind. The plan anyway, so be enough resin on there to soak right through that cloth. Making sure it's well into that edge there. Get that tapped right back. I'll mix up some more very quickly. Hurry up before this lot starts curing. There we go, right. Some resin mixed up quick. One more layer to go on, and then consolidating roller over the lot. I don't want my resin going off before I get to do that. Really got to be quick because this could go off a bit warmer today than it has been. Last week I was struggling because it was a lot colder than it had been, and I probably didn't quite put as much catalyst in as I should have done, allow it with a temperature that had dropped. this week. It's definitely a lot warmer, so I've got to be careful not to over-catalyse it. You know, it's that. Right, so once again, let's just get rid of this. Going to require another go. One more lot. This on. On there, way too much. We'll run that out in a minute. Right about excess, so I'd rather waste a bit than not have enough. Put that around so you can see. Those white spots there, look. Get rid of them. There's plenty of resin underneath it. Dry this end. What we're doing is we're tapping the resin into the glass, we're working it through so that the resin comes up from underneath the glass through the layers into the layer you're putting on. And we're also at the same time we're squashing out any air that's in there and hopefully working it out to the edges, working that air out, flattening the glass down, and bringing the resin through. Dry this end there. When I say dry, it's just not quite at the edge of the cloth there, but like I say, when I run that consolidating roller through it, there's loads of excess resin there is going to come out. Swash over them edges. I don't want it to be too dry. The bottom section, most of it's going to get cut off anyway. It doesn't matter too much, but there we go. Right, that's wetted out. Tiny little bit of wastage there, but not a lot at all. So I'm quite pleased with how that's gone. Right, let's take the roller. Cracking with this. Right, loads of excess there. Absolutely loads. I knew I'd put too much on, so I'll roll it out to the edge. Quickly. The more resin that's on there, the hotter it will get quicker, you know. So set it off fast. I'm just going to try and get rid of some of the excess quickly. Slow it down a wee bit. Give it time to roll it out. That's where most of the excess sits, in that little channel. You've got to be careful as you squeeze that down, not to pull the glass away from the edge. Way too much there, look. See that? That's excess. I didn't need to put that much on, but because I was building up the layers, so I've got a little extra in each layer to bring through the glass. We'll get rid of that over the edge, so that will just run off. sometimes you'll get little snaggy bits that will stick up. It's not air, it's just a little strands pulled out. And sometimes you can just work them back in, and sometimes it's best to just leave them be, just leave them alone and sand them out later. But what we have got to do is get rid of this excess quickly before this sets up. That extra resin there is extra heat, which means going off extra fast. There's the air, look, see? As you pull that back, it dragged a couple of little fibres out of there. Because I was rushing, what I've done is I've mixed up way too much resin on that. I'd rather have a bit too much than running out and find I've not got enough. I probably could have just rolled that out and brought some of that resin through it. I wanted to make sure that I've definitely wet my cloth out enough. I don't want to start consolidating it and find that, oh hang on a minute, I ain't got enough resin in it. It looks a lot in front of the roller, but it's not actually a great deal of excess. That off over there. Right, so now I've got rid of some excess resin. I'm just going to gently go over it and make sure we've got out all the air. Still a lot of resin in it, still, I don't want it too resin rich, so I'll work that out. So a couple of little strands there, I'll leave them alone. As long as there's not air bubbles, so what we're looking for is we're watching for air coming up in that edge there. Not necessarily the little strands like that. Sometimes, like I say, you can push them back in, but if you can't, leave it. I'll sand it out later. There we go, right. That's better. So now we're getting rid of that excess resin. That's the word, excess. I'm not pushing on this, by the way. You know, I'm not putting any real pressure on. We're just letting the roller do its thing. So I'm holding it finger and thumb, just letting the weight of the roller sit on the glass. I'm not actually pushing on it, yeah. Then I'm dragging it back. And that roller, just under its own weight, is removing excess resin. You don't want to remove too much resin. If you push down on this, you'll squash the resin out of the glass, and that will leave it too dry. We only want to remove the excess. And I did put some excess on, like I say, I was trying to hurry up and make sure it didn't all go off on me. Sometimes you have to do a run and just go back slightly because it comes off the edge of the roller, like when you're painting. So just go back over it and work that out. There we go, beautiful. So there we go, so we rolled that out. I'm just going to flip it round, do the other side. So I put a little bit less catalyst in that last run because I knew we already had enough in the last couple. Adding more catalyst to it creates more heat. But knowing that I'd already catalysed the other couple of layers well, that last one I put a little less in, because what I don't want to do is end up with a big excess of heat building up because all the catalyst and resin going on. And now again, I'm just going to do the same on this side. Go over this edge quickly, not an edge, it's a corner. Quickly, but you know, slow and firm. Yeah. Again, that's starting to pull them little strands. That's like the best bit, isn't it? Just rolling that out. There we go. So I've got a couple of little strands flipped up in there. If I can just very gently roll them back, I will. If they don't go, like I say, then I leave them. I'll let them set up and we'll sand them out. It's not the end of the world. My main point is there's no air there. There we go, that will do. So I haven't got any air that I can see trapped in that edge or in the layer either side. Now obviously, gravity being gravity, all the resin in here will be running down to this corner. This one's sitting flat, so it won't. I can tip it up and reduce the amount of run. If I flick that up at an angle, but it still will pull in that edge there. Although it doesn't matter too much, I can sand that out. You know, it's not a problem. So we're going to leave it there for now, let that set up. We've got a bit of gel coat on the other side. We've got a layer on each one to bring it up to the same level as the angle that we used. And we've got 2 layers over the top to thicken it up. Hopefully that's enough. So what I've noticed on some of these, they come out thicker than the others. I don't really necessarily need them that thick, so I've gone with that should be 3 layers really. So you've got the 2 half layers to match it, and then 2 straight over the top to solid it up. And it's going to have extra when I glass it all in as well anyway, so hopefully I've done it right. But I'll see how this one comes out. If I need to add an extra layer, I'll do that on the next one. I can always sand this off and add an extra layer if I need to as well, so it's not a problem. But I made those over a year or so ago, you know, trying to remember exactly how I made them. So, like I say, what I should have done is made 6 and been done with it. Instead I made 3 and thought, oh yeah, I'll do the other 3 another time. What's happened is, of course, you know, I know how I made them, but I can't remember how many layers exactly. I'd have to watch my old videos and go back through that lot. But there you go, we're done. We'll let that cure now. Once it's dry, probably not today, we'll pop that out in the mould. Then we've got 2 more to make. And yeah, we'll start getting them cut to size and stuck in where they need to go, and job's a good one. Right, I'll catch you all in a bit.